All right. So, what is a USDA loan? A USDA loan is similar to FHA, as it's a government-backed mortgage security program. The USDA comes with a funding fee, if you will. It comes with a guaranteed fee, 1%. So all loan amounts, usually with zero down, will be 101.01. Okay. This funding fee is what keeps the program viable. USDA used to run out of funds every year, and it was a kind of rush at the starting in September is who's going to close and who's not. But they kind of fixed that problem, and that's not a normal occurrence anymore. However, Congress is still part of everything that is USDA. They dictate the income, they dictate the loan amounts, they dictate the accessibility for funds and the nuance of the programs and where they expand and where they don't expand, and what all that comes from Congress. So where you're used to calling in favor, an exception, or an exclusion to a conversation, that's not happening here. You're not going to get Senator Fred Thompson on the phone and call him, mostly because he's not here anymore. But secondly, you're not going to get anybody to change anything on USDA. So it's a square peg, square hole situation 99.9% of the time. Okay. There are opportunities to use a one-time close new construction program within USDA. There are opportunities to expand outside of just the basic shell of USDA, but those are very limited by state, and we're going to talk about that. Things like manufactured properties that you can do here in the state of Tennessee, you're not going to do in other states because they may not be part of the pilot program that allows for that. So there are nuances. What you do here, you're not going to do everywhere, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to address all that. Zero down loans for borrowers. These are zero down. Okay, USDA doesn't require any source of down payment on any file that they participate in. Okay, now there are situations where you can use down payment assistance, right? And you can get that to help cover closing costs, and then whatever's left, you can apply towards the down payment or principal reduction of the home, and that happens quite a lot, right? But you're not usually going to see a down payment assistance program connected with this unless your borrower is just going to be short to close, right? And they're going to need help covering the cash to close in some capacities, simply because with seller credits and zero down, most of it's already squared away anyways. Income and address limits, again, addressed by Congress in each state. So I'm going to provide you with the map, and I'm going to show you how you can calculate these things. You're not going to need to do them. But if you have a customer that is wondering, if they can qualify USDA, and they tell you, I make $160,000 a year and I want to move out to the country, can we do a USDA loan? No. You can look that up real quick. And if they make 160 and the wife makes, anything, more than likely they're not going to qualify to be able to go down this loan program. Low to no credit score borrowers are allowed on USDA. They have an alternative credit program. That doesn't mean your lender does, okay? So when we're looking at no score programs and stuff like that, it's going to be very limited where we can take these. So if we start a path, it is very important that your buyer finish said path. We're not going to be able to pivot to another lender in most scenarios. We're not going to be able to just stop this and go, all right, let's just do it like this instead. Because on a no-score program, if we find a lender for it, it's going to have to stay there. So very important that when we get a path to success, that we try our very best not to derail from said path. These are single-family, non-income producing homes only. No duplex, triplex, or quad in which you're renting pieces out of it. This is not the loan for that. No active farmland, which is kind of like, people are like, I thought USDA does farming, agricultural type loans. They do in a different sector of USDA. This is RD. This is rural development. Okay, this is for the people that live outside of city limits that have a hard time accessing lending opportunities because some lenders don't want to go play ball there. If you've ever looked at an investment property in Portland, you'll see how hard it is to get that thing financed. It's very hard. It's outside of the sticks. It's outside of the major populace. The borrower pool, the renter pool that would take advantage of that property is very small, and it makes investors very nervous. So when we do USDA loans, just make sure you're not producing income off of the property, right? You're not producing income off of the dwelling, right? Those are not going to be allowed. We can survey off, we can splice land, we can cut and chop and do whatever we need to, but it's going to make it very, very difficult to complete this loan. Thank you guys again for being here for Mortgage Monday. This is going to be USDA kicking off the next one. Talk to you soon.